Thank you, Robin, for joining this meeting today. And I think it's been almost 2 years that we met, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, so इससे पहले हमने साथ में काम भी किया था, and yeah, it was really nice working with you. And in this meeting, we would like to know more about your experience as a project manager or as a product manager now, I think.
Yeah,
And
product owner, if you say.
yeah, product owner, exactly. And we would also like to know कि आपका क्या suggestion होगा for a person who is right now in India and he's a product owner probably and he
Mhm.
wants to get a job in Germany. So what is scope for them and what exactly he can do in order to reach in Germany? So things like that. But before that, maybe you can get started with a small introduction of yourself so that we know who exactly you are, what is your background, what qualification you have, and what certifications you have done. Actually, I went through your LinkedIn profile and it was really awesome. There are a lot
Thank
of
you so
things
much.
that you have done, and it really, stands out. So if I am a recruiter and if I go through your LinkedIn profile, then it's really eye-catchy profile for me. Yeah,
Well, yeah, so I think we live in a world where publicity matters. You
exactly,
wave a good story around your profile, around your background.
exactly.
Whatever you take up in your career should actually logically connects. If even if it is an abrupt decision from your side that it
Hmm.
happened, maybe job frustration or maybe a location constraint or for that matter just extra money that you took some decision.
Yeah,
Uh, it might be very abrupt. Those decisions can happen in life, but you should be smart enough to weave a story around that. So that's the thing that is going around in the world, in like the recruitment world these days. And
yes.
most like you know that you have been working into agile project management so much. You know how much stories and user story matters.
Exactly.
You really have to weave a good story around your
Yeah.
experience. Yeah, a bit about me. Uh, well, qualification wise, I'm a mechanical engineer. Completed way back, I think, 11 years ago. In 2009, I graduated. Thereafter, I joined Indian Corporation Limited.
Hmm.
It's an oil major in India. At that time, it was the number one commercial enterprise in India, and it was the first company from India to enter into the esteemed Fortune 500 list. Now we have seven companies from India in Fortune 500. That's a matter of pride. But yeah, Indian Oil happened to be the first one. Well, I managed the petroleum and LPG supply chain and retail sales for about 10 districts in Madhya Pradesh. I worked there for good 32 months. And well, there were always some things, there are always some positives and negatives about certain jobs.
Yeah.
The positives over there was that, yeah, it was a government job, it was a high paying job, and you are like respected and rewarded appropriately. And there is a lot of responsibility and power that comes along. And the
Yeah.
kind of people that you get to meet with, it's really amazing. But yeah, there were a lot of negatives as well. Like there is not much scope of innovation. The job becomes very monotonous, and the location choices are not that high.
Hmm.
You have to serve any location from JNK to Kanyakumari and from Kutch to Assam. You can have a posting anywhere.
Yeah.
So after till the time you're bachelor, it's still okay, but after that, it becomes a little difficult, and the exit options are not that high
Yeah.
because you are in a subsidized product sale in India. So it's a very India centric and a very government centric profile.
Hmm.
So there were a lot of drawbacks as well.
Yeah.
So that's when I decided that I should go for maybe a master's. So I started preparing for CAT, cleared my CAT, joined NITI Mumbai, that's National Institute of Industrial Engineering.
Hmm.
Uh, my 2 years of MBA in strategy and supply chain over there. I did my internship with Deloitte Consulting at that time. That was a 2 months internship, and after that, I was offered a PPO. That's a very common word in MBA, pre-placement offer they call it. On the basis of internship, they offer you full-time employment. I joined Deloitte Consulting in 2014, and yeah, so something that sometimes you have a very good experience as an intern, but not such a good experience when you actually join a company full time. Well, the outside view of Deloitte is really awesome, but sometimes things just doesn't click for you. So something similar happened to me in Deloitte, and that's where Infosys consulting happened to me. So in Deloitte, I joined in SAP department,
Mhm.
but in this, I got an opportunity with proper management consulting, and
Okay.
joined Infosys in 2015. And the journey so far with Infosys has been really rewarding. In about 1.5 years, I was sent to Germany in 2017 Jan, if I remember, and the 6th Jan to be precise. In 2017, it was minus 14 degrees, chilly winter
Yes, I can
that I came.
understand that.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you must have had a similar experience, I'm sure.
Yes, yes.
So, and since then, I was for 3 years, I was here on deputation. And
Mhm.
this year in January, I was given a permanent contract with Infosys Germany. So now I'm an Infosys Germany employee. So
Awesome.
yeah, so how my journey has been in, so my clientele exposure has been like in variety of domains. I have served CPG clients, the CPG majors in their mobility engagement. I have also consulted a software major
Mhm.
for HR process transformation. And then after this sportswear major happened to me in Germany, and since then I'm here. And over here, I have been into PLM space, product development space, creation space, and since past few years, I've been in sales space, B2B sales to be precise, and that's where I grew myself as a product owner.
Okay.
And stay in Germany has been really comfortable, considering the considering two facts. First of all, you should never underappreciate understanding the culture, the local culture of a country. Simple example, like here, people, even if they cross you over the street, they have a habit of smiling and passing a nod gesture,
Yeah.
saying, "Well, we don't do such things in India."
That was surprising for me as well when I came to Germany. So it was like, why are they smiling at me? Do I
Exactly,
know
yeah.
them
So,
or what?
yeah, so such things happen, and even like you have to maintain a certain decorum with where you are living.
Yeah.
Should not be noisy. You have to control your kids also a little bit,
Yes.
so it doesn't become disturbing. Sundays are like absolute personal time, so you can't do any noisy activity or even a wall drilling and all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I think the major differentiation that happened with me is my real quest of learning the language. So
Mhm.
I happened to clear my B1 certification in Germany in German language. And
Congratulations for that. And when did you actually start this? Because I remember when I was working with you, I think you were at A1 or something.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So the thing was, I didn't do A1, A2 as such certification, but yeah, I did the
Uh-huh.
preparation from that level. Uh, it was a near self-taught course by me. I didn't join
Okay.
any language school as such.
Mm-hmm.
There were a few mentorship that I got from my wife who went to a proper language school. There were online consultations that I did. I also read a few books. And then after I thought I'm ready for my B1 test, and
Okay.
I gave it and I cleared it. I also prepared for my B2, but I didn't get time to give the exam. I mean, the work pressure has been so high that preparing for the exam wasn't really possible.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, so that's what how my journey in Germany has been comfortable, that understanding the culture, understanding the language, understanding the work ethics, and the working culture over here overall. I think it's really really important to know.
Yeah.
One should really appreciate that. I mean, we have people from almost all ethnicity living in Germany now. Even
Mm-hmm.
in the rest of the town, you will find people from across the globe. So, such is the multicultural environment that we have in
Yeah.
Germany. And even in like small towns that where I live, we have people from across the globe. It's a really good environment, and I can see that transition in past 4 years, that many of the supermarket people and the local shop people, they never used to speak in English earlier,
Yeah.
and now I can see almost every shop you will have English speaking salespeople,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of a refreshing sight to see in a very very cultured and orthodox society like Germany, who
Yeah.
really value their culture, background, and heritage so much. So yeah, so a bit about talking about your question about if somebody has product owner experience in India, or
Yeah.
somebody grow himself as a strong product owner in India, how should he find his way to Europe or in particular?
Exactly.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
so many of my friends have been approaching me of late. They
Hmm.
want to go to some abroad country for a few years, and
Yeah.
everyone has their own motive. Somebody is driven by lifestyle, somebody wants to earn more money,
Yeah.
somebody wants to gain that experience, and it's purely logical. I mean, it's our age, we are living in a global setup, we are living in a global economy
Yeah.
kind of. So it makes sense. I mean, if your health, wealth, and situation allows you, then why not to go for it?
Yeah.
So for me, there always have been four logical steps in order to find your way in Germany. And mind you, product ownership is a pure business role. It's
Hmm.
not an.
Yeah.
So business roles come with a big constraint of language, because in IT setup you will find jobs easily. Not, I won't say easily, but there are way more options available if you don't know German language. But when
Yep.
it comes to business profile, where you have to interact with real business people, still, I would say more than 80% of the local communication and local discussions in business environment happens in Germany, happens in German language.
Okay.
Uh, don't serve in that capacity. I mean, I'm not in that environment where German is so prominent. My client right now is a proper multinational account, multinational client, and English is the primary language, and they have people from across the globe. But
Yeah.
I won't not everybody can get an opportunity like that where you have a proper English speaking client wherein you don't really have to worry about language even in like business setup. So
Yeah.
first primary thing, let's talk about the hygiene factors. First thing is you should be very clear about why Germany. Well, there are many easier avenues available if you want to settle abroad. You have
Hmm.
Canada, you can apply for a PR, you can go there. You have Australia, Singapore, Hong Kong, Dubai. There are avenues available. If your sole aim is to go abroad, these are way easier option, go for them.
Yeah.
But if you are 100% sure that Europe is something which you want to explore, and within Europe, Germany is something that fascinates you, and you are in a business role, first of all, please invest time in learning the language. This is the bare basic hygiene factor that you should consider. At least invest your time to learn at least up till B1 level. And when I
Okay.
talk B1 level, it is not just clearing the exam. You should be conversationally active and comfortable, even if you are not the most perfect one. But at least when it comes to hearing, replying to emails, replying to letters, understanding what's written over there, and trying to make meaning out of when people are talking,
Hmm.
um, which is a basic hygiene factor. You can always groom and refine your language skills even further when you are here in Germany, but always make sure that you make that effort in uh, being at least at B1 level. And mind you, guys, it's not very tough. It's a pretty logical language. It's not illogical like English, which I would assume that you might be feeling that what is he talking about. But we feel English is logical because we have been speaking this language since childhood.
Yeah.
But once you, and none of us, I would say, that would have made an effort ever to learn a language, because everybody is so busy in honing their technical and business and job skills that nobody really care about these soft skills.
Yeah.
But if you ever make an effort in learning the language and start developing the skills from the basic, you will find that English is very logical. I mean, who in the world will think that knife will start with K and psychology will start with P? But such thing doesn't exist in German language.
Yeah.
Uh, why is PUT is put and CUT is cut? Why even the same spelling and the pronunciation totally differs? Such thing doesn't exist in German language. The rules of grammar are pretty sacrosanct; they don't change, and that's where I would say that learning German is, if you go by logic, if you go by applying your brain, it's not a tough language to learn. So learn German language. It's a basic hygiene factor. You should consider it.
Yeah.
Now, into how to find your way to Germany. There are four ways, and these are one of the most tried and tested and solid ways to go about it. First, and I would, by my personal experience, the easiest way is find a company in India who have this culture of sending people on site. Like I am in Infosys. They have a good culture. It's a multinational company, client across the globe, so it's easy to find a way to go on site. And once you are on site, you can, and not on business visa but on work permit, then you can always try and apply for companies over here. This rule doesn't apply to countries like USA,
Hmm.
where you most probably will be going on an H1B visa, and changing of employment is not allowed in H1 visa. But Germany work permit allows you to change employment over here.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's not applied in case of business visa. However, nobody stops you from even applying for a job here, even if you're on business visa, and I'll tell you why. But yeah, the easiest way is find a company in India who has this culture of sending people on site, and once you're here, start applying for jobs.